And here comes Dad walking in the door, and we just do a little pass off. So it's been so much fun. But I had him around all the guys, and he's ready to be a tight end one day.
So Mitch Ross is over in the offense. I'm not sure exactly. Do you guys call it the hammer? I know it's called the hammer in most offenses. And also, is there anyone you're looking at to play that role?
The hammer. I haven't heard that. Mitch would probably like that. No, he was more of like a 3-wood. No, we didn't call it that. And his role, he kind of started that, right? There was no Mitch Rossi. It's in the several years prior to Mitch. He carved out that role. And I don't know if we have that body type or that athlete on our roster. We've got some hybrid guys, a whole lot of them, that I'm not going to get into right now. But yeah, there's a couple guys that are trying to create roles for themselves.
What's G. Scott's development been like these first 2 weeks of fall camp, and where's he at as a blocker?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, G's been great. This is the best version of G since I started recruiting him when he was a receiver right out of Seattle. G's getting better every day. And if we keep going, I think G's going to be very proud of how far he's come.
Ryan said the other day something about the best version of himself. What does that mean of G?
Yeah, I mean, let's start on the field. G's the best blocker he's been. G's the best route runner he's been. G's the strongest he's been, and the fastest. So that's on the field. And then just maturity-wise, I mean, G. Scott's a graduate of The Ohio State. Like, how cool is that? Graduated a week ago. Is one of our leaders. So off the field, he's checking all the boxes. So that's what it means to me.
How much do you have to communicate with these guys? This is a developmental position, especially early on. That I think a lot of guys come in, they want to play early. That doesn't happen often. How does that conversation go, especially with them?
Yeah, I think we've got great examples that I could point to, right? I mean, look at our room right now. You had a guy who played linebacker in the Rose Bowl is our leader. You had an ex-receiver in G, right? Joe was a receiver in high school. Mitch started as a walk-on, whatever Mitch was. So I think I just point to examples, right? And now surely the challenge is surpass them. Like, I'm not telling anyone I want you to be patient. Go play right now, right? I want to go find the best tight ends in the country out of high school. I want to bring them in. I want to develop the heck out of them, and I want them on the field as fast as they can get on the field. That's my job. Now, you have to have a realistic expectation to handle all of the jobs at Ohio State. Is very challenging. This is an NFL offense. But no, just being honest with them up front, it starts in recruitment.
Joe missed a couple days, or maybe, I don't know how many, but he was out for a bit. Do you have him back full go, and where is his development at? I know how highly you think of him. What can he give you this year? Yeah,
he looked great about 25 minutes ago. Caught a huge pass downfield for us, popped back up, jogged back, and picked up a defensive end one-on-one in pass pro. So Joe's another one that he's got to keep stacking days, and when this unit's at full force, I mean, I think we're going to be pretty dangerous.
Given the way you guys use tight ends here, do you feel like you've got guys that want to point that you can put two guys out there if you need to?
Yeah, I do. I think we do these summer workouts, and Coach Mick ranks guys as far as gold, and gold is the top tier. Those are guys that we want to hit all our goals. We need those guys to rely on, and I had 4 in my room. So we've got guys I think I could rely on in all capacities. Right. Now I'm not going to get into all specifics. You go ask them who was gold.
I know you're talking about how this is a developmental position. Jelani Thurman's one of those guys coming. We've all noticed him. What's the difference from the spring to now where he's grown? Yeah, I think the challenge for all freshmen, right, including Jelani, is transitioning. After spring, we say, okay, you're not a young guy anymore. He doesn't have a black stripe on, right? So we treat him like an upperclassman. So now it's got to get past the what do I have to how do I do it, right, on every play. Okay, what do I have on this play? Am I blocking JT or am I running a route off of Lathan? Right, we do it all, and now it's how do I do it? And if he could consistently figure out, okay, how to do all those jobs, let alone what do I have, and then the third component is why do I have to do it? He's going to keep developing. Where is he at with his blocking right now?
With his blocking, he's getting better every day. Continually to grow in that aspect. But no, he's getting better every day.
You have a couple guys in your room, Bennett and Zach, who can't play right now.
Sure.
How do you work with those guys to kind of help them, support them even when they can't play right now?
Yeah, kind of two different situations, right, Dan? I mean, Zach is in a little different boat than Bennett because he can't practice, right? And Zach's been like a second GA. We've got the best GA in the country in Sean Binks. Herb might be number 2 as far as mentoring the young guys and teaching those guys how to go. And then as far as Bennett goes, Bennett can't play on Saturdays, right? Bennett can play every other day of the week. and that's what he's been doing since January, right? He's been, you know, the best teammate, and you would not know if you just hit play on the film that this is a guy who can't play on Saturdays this fall.
Keenan, you were talking after the spring about just how much Keenan had to play at the end of last year. It was like 76 snaps.
Yeah, it was wild.
You feel pretty good now about your ability to spell him in that regard, to not have to play Cade like every meaningful snap of 11 personnel?
Sure. Yeah, and Bill, it was 58 snaps he averaged the game, and that was our blowout set. He didn't play in the second half, and that's an absurd number for a guy to go 4 to 6, A to B for 58 snaps a game. So if we could take maybe whatever, 20, 30, whatever that number is, it's not a defined number, you know, and divvy that up, we've got enough depth that I could put guys out there, you know, to spell them. Cade deserves, and his team deserves, and his team needs Cade at his best later in the year, right? And that's what we're going to do.
Well, back to G, and I'm sure it's been, you know, he's made strides in both areas, but do you think it's been more difficult for him to develop as a run blocker or a pass blocker?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think that there's one area. The blocking was the most developmental, just because he was a receiver. I think pass blocking might be more difficult because you can't necessarily use your momentum. He's a violent guy, and if he could get his speed and like in the run game going, he could really build momentum. Kind of pass blocking is more stagnant, so maybe pass blocking. Oftentimes you go up against defensive linemen and not linebackers, so probably there.
What about
You know, similar to G, he was a receiver in high school, right? And he was a really good one. So just his body movements, especially now, I mean, he weighs whatever, 50, whatever he weighs, and to be able to move like he does is pretty unique.
You mentioned violence with G, and are there other areas of his game where that shows up? For instance, you know, rough violence with his phone?
Yeah, I think route running, he's got great twitch and super aggressive as well.
With Bennett and Zach not available, how important is it for Sam Hart to step up?
Yeah, it's big. It's big. I mean, he's a veteran, right? He's got to play like a veteran. He's been here long enough. He knows the offense. He knows our culture. And, yeah, it's definitely time to contribute.
You've known these quarterbacks pretty well. You've been involved with designing this offense for a while, helping this offense for a while. What are you seeing from those two guys right now in terms of what this offense needs to be?
Sure. I'm going to let Coach Dennis answer all the quarterback questions. The guy who throws it to the tight end should be our guy. But no, on a serious note, I think both these guys are getting better every day. And again, going back to, okay, learning why are we calling this play? What are we trying to get done? Just managing the offense, right? Coach Day likes to say making those routine plays routinely with our weapons. If you go out and do that, we'll be in pretty good shape.
Tight ends and O-line can go hand in hand. We were just talking to the O-line guys yesterday.
Yeah.
And they're talking about how it's kind of defogging. Like things are starting to get into place. What have you seen from that position? Because you've worked with them.
Yeah, no. The O-line right now is the spearhead of our offense, and that's, you look at the great teams throughout the years. That's, you know, the O-line driven programs are the ones that are successful. I think they've done an awesome job between Coach Fry, Coach Delaney, and now Coach Philbin, setting the tone for the offense. It's been awesome.
With Cade coming off the season he had last year, what were you looking from him this offseason, just for him to kind of get better and continue his growth and ascension?
Yeah, it's simple. It's get uncomfortable. 2 words. And I text him it all the time. I printed it out, put it on his desk. Get uncomfortable. What does that mean? It means if I put Cade in the drill that he could exhale because he knows he's good at, shame on me. He should have went to the NFL. Seriously. If I have him run a route at practice that he's comfortable doing, shame on me. He's not getting better. You don't get better when you're comfortable. So for Cade to come back, we put a plan together before he decided, right? And I said, I'm going to make you uncomfortable because that's when you grow. So it's drills. It's going up against corners, right? I mean, because if you could beat Denzel Burke at the line of scrimmage, you could beat a safety, right? So putting him in situations where he's constantly uncomfortable, and he might hate it at the time, but he's getting so much better.
Thanks, Keith.
Of course.
Deal. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Of course.
Like I said, you know, last year he was talking about you a lot at this time, about how you
Who's that? I'm sorry?
Cade,
Yeah.
talking about, you know, the work you guys have done in the offseason that helped him have this breakthrough as a receiver. What has been, maybe, is there a particular area of focus that you and he both wanted to see him make a big stride in again this year?
Yeah, I think it's still in route running. I think, last year was that 1,000, 2,000 level course, right? Like as if I was almost teaching a sophomore receiver. Now I'm teaching him like a junior receiver, senior receiver. Right now he needs to be able to see coverage, anticipate what techniques to use, right? It's not so much reaction. Now he can anticipate in his route running. It'll be fun to watch if he keeps going.
You know, last year, the success that he had, some of it I assume was predicated by that's what defense can give you guys. allow him to kind of operate
Sure.
and get open. But what can he do more to force that issue, I guess, and be more of a weapon?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything really more that he could do. With the receivers that we've got, he's going to be in one-on-one situations, and he's just got to take advantage of those. Anything else?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yep.
Yeah.